Okay, hello. Finally. This is like take two of trying to record this video because I was having audio issues. Because if, for those of you who know, I use OBS Ninja to record my videos. And for some reason, it was recording from my phone instead of my microphone. And then my microphone didn't want to work until I did an audio test. Technology is a pain, and it makes me want to cry. But anyway, let's get back into the video. If you clicked on this video, you like history, or you saw the recent news articles that have been popping up. Those articles are good, except they are technically wrong. Technically wrong. Technically not. That's where it'll get you. It's kind of confusing. A lot of people think that they're not real, but they're real. And I will show you exactly how they are in this video. So, this is going to get real confusing real fast. I want you to keep in mind two men. Harrison Ruffian Tyler Sr. and Harrison Ruffian Tyler Jr. Those are the two main important people in this video to help you at least get minimally confused. So, we're going to start from the beginning. So, imagine this. America's 10th president was born in 1790, which was like several centuries ago. I don't remember exactly. So he had a living grandson in your lifetime, which is the crazy thing in itself. Or rather had, because in 2025, that strange and staggering bridge of America's past finally broke. So, you know how most presidents, you'll see them in the history books, and they'll just become names in the history book. You'll kind of forget most of them. I only know a few of them that I remembered off the top of my head. Like Abraham Lincoln, obviously. His direct bloodline, John Tyler, that's who we're talking about here. John Tyler, his direct bloodline extended from the 18th century all the way to the 21st century over just 4 generations. It's technically 3 and 4, but for simplicity's sake, we're going to say 4. So, Harrison Ruffian Tyler Sr. is the grandson, which is all the articles are talking about. But you gotta play in part his son as well. That's what we're gonna do. So he was also born before electricity. So let's go back to the beginning. President John Tyler was born in 1790, which is a long time ago. That's just 1 year after George Washington became president. But his legacy did not stop after his term of presidency in 1841 to 1845. It wouldn't end for like about 180 years roughly. At the age of 63, after the death of his first wife, Tyler married a woman named Julia Gardner, who was about like 24, 23 years old, and they had 7 children. A thing you're gonna also notice in here, which is another reason why I wanted to make this article, is even though they lived like to a pretty technically old age, a lot of the men in this family, give or take a few that you'll see at the end of this video where I have a genealogy part, married young women while they're much older. Some of them married ones that are like the same age as them, or like a few years to a decade, give or take, but a lot of them were way bigger age gaps. So, here's the lineage that leads to Harrison. This is the simplified version. The longer version is going to be at the end. So it goes, Julia Gardner Tyler, she was born in 1820 to 1889. And then they had a son named Lyon Gardner Tyler Sr. He was born in 1853 to 1935. And that was John and Julia's son. Now, Harrison Ruffian Tyler Sr., he was born in 1928. He was the son of Lyon Sr., obviously. And he was born when Lyon was 75 years old. Can you imagine, like, you're just existing right after electricity happens, and then you have, like, these vehicles and all kinds of this stuff, and you're 75 years old, and you end up having a baby. Like, can you imagine that? I don't remember when he died, but like, oh wait, no, he probably was like, he was less than 10, give or take, whenever his father died. And then there was Harrison Ruffian Tyler Jr., who was born in 1957 and died in 1924. So there's 24 and there's 25. So that one is John Tyler's great grandson. Keep that in mind, great grandson, because he's the junior. So that's technically 2 generations between a man born in the 18th century and one who died in the 21st. So, Harrison Jr. wasn't a politician like his grandfather, but he still bore the weight of American history. He lived a quiet life in Virginia, closely tied to his family's legacy. A lot of the Tyler family either were born, died, lived around the Richmond area, or just in the preceding areas of central Virginia. A lot of them, I haven't been able to figure out where they're buried, but some of them are buried in Richmond. So if you guys want to see more, I can go and probably try to track down where everyone else is buried. I know where John Tyler's buried, but I don't know where his other parts of his family's buried. So, his father, Harrison Jr., helped restore the historic Sherwood Forest Plantation, the Tyler family estate. It was like living in a museum, surrounded by echoes of a time long past. Like, can you imagine, having a family home that spanned almost as long as America's been around? That's crazy. So, Harrison Jr., he liked living more of a quiet life. He didn't really like living in the spotlight. Despite the viral curiosity about his existence, especially during Black History Month and President's Day when his story recirculated online, he remained largely private. Oh my god, I'm trying to talk this much. I don't usually do podcast videos, but my throat now. I'm sorry if I'm going too fast for y'all. I'm trying to not be too slow with the way I'm trying to get this video out. Because I like history a lot, and I'm trying not to be too fast for y'all. So, in early 2024, I'm not sure the exact date, Harrison Ruffian Tyler Jr. passed away at the age of 66. This is where you're about to get a little bit confused, because I did. I did 2 hours of research on this, and I'm still a little bit confused. So, it wasn't just the death of a man, it was the quiet end of one of America's strangest historical connections. The final blood grandson of a U.S. president born in the 1700s. I meant to change that to great-grandson. Yeah. Think about it. When Harrison was born in 1957, the U.S. was deep in the Cold War, yet his grandfather was alive during the War of 1812. A human time machine, now gone. Can you imagine that? So much history has passed since then, and you lived through it. I hope everybody gets to live a long and decent life, at least to 100, because there's so much stuff changing, so much history that needs to be preserved. So with Harrison Jr.'s passing, the direct link is severed, but remains as a story so odd it feels fictional, a reminder that history is closer than we think. I know that I keep looking over here, and there's a bright light. I'm sorry, my Google Docs is where I have my script that I wrote down, and it's so bright, and I can't figure out how to get Google Docs on the web to be in dark mode. But I have it in dark mode on my phone, so if anyone down in the comments can tell me how to do that, please, I'm dying here. I feel like a vampire looking at the sun for the first time. So back to the story. The Tyler family estate, Sherwood Forest, still stands in Charles City County, Virginia. And so the Tyler family, I did not really trace them down through the other children too much. There's probably other great-grandchildren alive, but they're not really too direct of descendants. But I do know, at least from the last, of the children, besides Harrison, the last one I think died in 1988. At least from what I've been seeing. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong about anything in this video, put it down in the comments, because this was hard to sift through. So I might have gotten a thing wrong here or there. And I'll leave a couple of links down to places that I've gotten information from down in the description as well. So from the founding fathers to Facebook, from horse-drawn carriages to AI, this one family line witnessed like all of this. So here's where I get to the lineage part of this. I'm going to put this on the screen for you so you can read it as it goes on. So the lineage is John Tyler, 1790 to 1862, had Lion Gardner Tyler at age 63, Lion Gardner Tyler Sr., 1853 to 1935, had Harrison Ruffian Tyler Sr. at age 75, and then Harrison Ruffian Tyler Sr. was born 1928, and as of this video, he died, this was John Tyler's grandson, by the way. He died May 25th of 2025. I almost said 1925. And then Harrison Jr. died in 2024. So the great-grandson died before the grandson, which is real crazy. That's not a mistake. Only 3 generations connect a man born in 1790 with one who died in 2024 and 2025. He was 97 years old, by the way. 234 years after his grandfather was born. Like, so many years. That's almost 2.5 decades. Not 2.5 centuries. Like, just stop and think about that for a second. And here's the second part of the genealogy. I'm going to rapid fire this, but it's also as well going to be on the board here. For simplicity's sake, I'm just going to do the years, not the months and the days that anything happened. John Tyler, he was born in 1790. He had 15 children, 8 to Lolita and 7 with Julia. So he married Lolita Christian in 1813. They were both 23. So she was born 1790 to 1842. From what I've been able to scope, she died of some sort of like stroke. I'm sorry that I keep moving my hands. I kind of tend to move my hands when I talk. So they first had Mary Tyler. She was born 1850 to 1847. She had 3 children, John, Henry, Robert, and Robert Jones. Robert died in 1895. He married a girl named Sally Clipchamp, born in 1868. He was 25 when she was born. The others didn't marry as far as I can find. Again, like I said, a lot of these have weird age gaps. I do apologize. And then they had their second child, Robert Tyler, 1816 to 1877. He had 8 children by Elizabeth Cooper, who was born in 1816. They were both the same age. Mary, Lolita, John, Grace, Priscilla, Elizabeth, Julia, Robert, Tyler Jr. The ones who got married, the age gaps fluctuate between a decade or less. I didn't pick who got married and whatnot, but those are the ones that had the like shortest age gaps between people. Then their next child was Ann Tyler. She died at birth. A lot of these names are, what's the word? Repeats of each other. So go, if you want to have a fun little game, for all the names that I'm about to list here, tell me how many times you see Lolita, how many times you see John, and how many times you see Julia, because those pop up a couple of times. So, next is John Tyler. John Tyler was 1819 to 1896. He did not have any kids or get married as far as I'm aware. Oh wait, no, he did. I was reading somebody else. So he had 3 kids, James, Lolita, Martha. Lolita had an almost 25-year age gap from her older husband that she ended up getting married to. Then Lalita Tyler, 1821 to 1907. That was their other child that they had. I don't think she got married as far as I'm aware. Then Elizabeth Tyler, 1823 to 1850. She had 5 kids. William, who had 2 wives. John Tyler Waller, who was a Confederate killed in action. Lalita, Mary, married General Lewis G. Young, and Robert. And then their children, okay, so they had another daughter named Alice, who was born in 1827 to 1854. She married a reverend. Funny thing is, I like to add this little excerpt. She had a daughter who had 2 husbands, and her later husband ended up being a reverend, which is kind of funny. And then their last child between Lalita and John was Tazewell. He was born 1830 to 1874. They had 2 kids, Martha and James. I noticed that Martha has popped up a few times as well. So now we're getting into the Julia Gardner. Julia Gardner was born in 1820 to 1889. I think there was like a 25 or so roughly age gap, because I think John Tyler was 53 whenever they met. So they first had David, 1846 to 1927. He married Mary, 1865, 19 years old when she was born. Had 4 kids with her: Mary, Margaret, David, and James. Their second child was named John, 1848 to 1883, same age as his wife Sarah. Their kids were Tyler, Samuel, and Lillian, I think. And then they had another child named Julia, 1849 to 1871. One daughter, Julia, they only had one, they named it after her, had 2 husbands. I think this one is called Lackland. It's the only time you ever see this name. 1851 to 1902. As far as I'm aware, he didn't get married or have any kids either. And then Lyon Gardner, 1853 to 1935. His first wife, Ann Tucker, 1857 to 1921, had 3 kids, Julia, Elizabeth, and John. And then his second wife, Sue Ruffin, was 1889 to 1953, had 3 kids, Lyon Jr., Harrison Ruffin Tyler Sr., and Henry. But there was 2 more kids that I didn't feel like noting, because there was one that I think didn't have any kids, and then the 8th child ended up having, or the 15th child ended up having like 8 kids. A lot of kids. So probably some of them might still be alive somewhere down the line. But the last child's, one of their children, died in like 1988, which is kind of cool. I know this was kind of hella confusing. I'm gonna post up all the information that I said up on the screen so that you can read it, and maybe it'll make more sense than my jumbled little goings on. I do apologize. And if you want me to go to the cemetery and to like try to find some of these graves, because I know some of them were were buried in Virginia, let me know down in the comments as well. And if you like this video, even though this is my first attempt at making like a history kind of vlog video, and you want me to do something else, I'll do that. I will research the crap out of that. And until next time, thank you so much. And if you guys like this, please give me a like. I will appreciate you. Or we're gonna have to send some ghosts after you. Bye.